I'm Cash. Welcome back to Cash Talks Football as I'm slowly doing the top button up on my clown shirt here. Crystal Palace against Brentford as we're doing a little bit of a technical breakdown. Not much to talk about really in this game, but I thought I want to cover a couple of points because it's the first time we've seen this in a little while. So they're playing from a deep free kick and the defensive line is just a mess, right? And that's because they're trying to play this sort of high line. And this is clearly a set-piece routine you can see from Crystal Palace because of the way that the free kick is taken and the way they're lining up. I keep calling him Mateta. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's his name. That's the danger man. But Crystal Palace has got height, and you can see where this ball is getting floated in here towards the back post. But they've got no chance of defending it, Brentford. Look at their players, right? 1, that's where he's going. 2, that's where he's facing. 3, that's where he's facing. 1 there, and you've got no one really properly set to challenge for this header. And that all comes up to the way you're set up for your set pieces. If you're set too high and you're jogging backwards like they are in this scenario, you're always putting your team at a disadvantage. You don't want to be anywhere near like putting yourself at your team as a disadvantage because of some cute statistic analytics. If we take free kicks and we put the high line up here, but the one time which happens quite often, say the 3 free kicks, and the one time that they get it right, they score a goal on you, which happens more often than not. Even though the statistics sway it to the other side, you're going, well, in reality, if we're defending our 18-yard line, they can't drop that ball in there in the first place, and we can attack and win the first ball. Because that's what it's about on free kicks and corners. Can you win that first ball? And are you set in the right body shape, right body position to attack to win the first ball? Running backwards towards your own goal is not. Yet again, we see it in the Premier League. Now, as this ball starts to drop right here, this is where we want to look. 2 players, of course, because they're running backwards and they're not set, they're not man marking, they're not doing anything, they're dropping back. Header comes across, and now you're looking, okay, completely and utterly unmarked. Still has a little bit of work to do, still has to beat the keeper. Look at the keeper's body shape, look where he is. How is he set to save this? Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Should be fine, should be easy. However, it's a really, really, really good header flick to the far post. Keeper's got that perfectly covered here, but he doesn't go there. That's where he goes. That is a good header. That is a really, really good header. But why is he able to do it? There's not a player putting any pressure on him. He's completely and utterly unmarked in the 18-yard box. There's not even a shoulder-to-shoulder contact. It's just a flicked header in to the far post. Good header, but it's made too easy by Brentford. Speaking about little flick headers into the back post, Brentford at half-time thought, hold my beer, we'll do that, but we'll do it on our own goal. This is just a simple throw-in, not dealt with properly. No understand. Like, a lot of reasons why people don't do long throw-ins is because it's been phased out. What does that mean in football? Right, so I'll go back through like a couple of, he's still coaching right now in a Premier League club. Has been for 20-odd years. So when we were coaching back in the early 2000s, there was a lot of talk about, we don't care about the player's technical ability. Give us a big, strong athlete and we'll make him a football player. Okay, you can't do that. It doesn't exist. And they were talking about the likes of the sort of like Emil Heskey's and stuff. That's the sort of player profile that they were looking to build. And it never works because their first touch is never going to be good enough. And it just, what ends up happening over a couple of years, that sort of idea phases out because they realise it doesn't work. Okay? Because all the technical players, they just find really big, strong technical players. Well, you're just finding really big, strong players that they do that, but they've got technical ability and they don't have to coach the technical ability. So what happens with long throw-ins and stuff like this, it was phased out because all defenders could deal with it. It was done so often and so long, the long balls and all those stuff, defenders could just deal with it. They've been dealing with it all the way through their academy years, all the way up through. So just don't do it because defenders could deal with it. It's a problem. Defenders can't deal with it anymore. So you see this sneaking back into play because defenders cannot deal with such simple tasks as long throws. That's what's happening here, and that's what's happening in the Premier League. You're going to see more of it this season, I think, until defenders actually start defending properly. As the ball comes in, no need to touch it, but he does, and he beats the keeper with his touch. Yeah. In it goes. Shocking, really. But it's just a quick one. Just wanted to cover those points for you, and I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.